try to think of a place that we can put your feelings that you don't want to think about sometimes. Like if, say, you're at school or you're playing your soccer game or something and you have some memories or some feelings that it's not the right time to really think about them. So I want you to try to think of a container. And a container is a thing that we can close.
I know.
You know what a container is?
Yes!
What's a container? You tell me. You tell me.
A container is an object. So basically, that can hold things.
Yeah.
This is what you would consider a jar. Some people would consider this a jar, like you catch fireflies.
Yeah.
Got one.
So it's anything that can hold things, right? Would be a container.
Mm-hmm.
So what kind of a container, we can either use something that we have here and you can make your own container, or you might think of a container in your mind that you can already think of. So do you want to make a container of your own and decorate one of these things, or do you want to think of a container in your mind?
I can make an origami box.
Or you can draw one. Oh, you can make a box?
I can make an origami box, and normally when you open it, there's a little hole for a container.
Okay. You want to show me how to do that?
Yes.
Is that kind of paper going to work, or do you need a paper that doesn't have holes on the side?
I need paper that doesn't have holes in the beginning. And what I wrote before. Because it has very hard holes.
Alright.
Do you guys have scissors?
Yeah.
I don't really need to use them for just different ways.
Alright.
So,
Show me however it is that you know how to make
this is how you make an origami box.
Okay.
And it's going to be 3D.
Perfect.
Step 1. Now you're going to get this and blow into it. Then blow that.
Wow, that is awesome. I can't believe you just made your own container.
It has a little hole.
Perfect.
Oh.
Alright, so can you come, sit
God.
with me and let's look at this container. I want to talk about how we can use a container. You're doing a great job. So this container, like I said, it's something we can use to put things away that you don't necessarily want to think about or feel right now. So can we practice using it? And then you might want to use it sometime when you're not here with me.
Yeah, I know how to make this.
Okay. So for this, we're going to try you doing some taps or using the buzzies again. Which would you rather do? You're going to do taps? Okay. Alright, so first I want you to think about, and you don't have to tell me this out loud, but I want you to think about if there's anything that you want to put in your container today that you don't want to think about or feel. And you might just imagine it going in there, or you could even blow it in there if you want, since you can blow stuff into that container. You don't have to tell me out loud, but are there some things you might want to put in there for right now to think about later?
Could it be bad stuff that's staying here forever?
Well, the thing about containers is we don't put things in there to stay there forever and ever and ever, but we can put them there until we feel ready to think about them or talk about them again.
Yeah, it's going to be a long time.
That might be a long time, that's okay. So, what does it feel like to blow some of those bad thoughts away?
Makes me feel calm.
Okay. Can you try doing some taps when you think about what it makes you feel a little more calm? Slow taps. Think about how that makes you feel a little more calm. Can you take a deep breath?
What I always do is when I'm in that exercise, I take a deep breath and it's done.
That's good. So let's think about a couple more things about this container. Is there any way that we want to imagine that it stays really tightly closed so that when you put your stuff in there that you don't want to think about right now, it makes sure it stays in there? So even though we can see a hole, do we want to imagine a really strong lid or something?
Force field.
A force? Oh, perfect. Okay. So imagine making that force field. Can you imagine turning that force field on so that that stuff can't get out? How does that feel? Good. Okay, let's do another. So some more taps. Slow taps. Just like I'm doing. Good job. Nice and slow. Is there anything we want to call the container so that you know, even if you don't have this container with you? Although the cool thing is, what you just showed me is you can make it wherever you are if you have a piece of paper. But you can also think about it in your mind. So if you're, say you're on the soccer field or something and you remember something you don't want to think about right away, you can put it in your container. Is there something you want to call this thing that you made?
It'll happen in it's origami 3D cube.
Origami 3D cube. Okay, so think about origami 3D cube and think about how your body's feeling right now that you put that yucky stuff in there.
Way better.
Way better?
Whenever I think about it, I just see a vacuum come pull it out.
Oh, cool. Alright, can we do one more set of taps and then we'll be done with the container? So think
Yeah.
about origami 3D cube and how you feel a little bit better in your body. Do one more set of taps. Doing a great job. Good. Take one big deep breath. Still feeling like it's all still in there? Covered up in the force field? Alright, good job. High five.
Wait,
10?
high five.
High five. Oh man, you missed. This is just dad.
Yeah, that's how you